Hello and welcome to the Mindful Living YouTube channel. Today we'll be doing a breakdown tutorial of the yoga pose Downward Facing Dog or Adho Mukha Svanasana. Let's get started in high plank. Shoulders are stacked over wrists, toes are tucked, body is straight, booty isn't poked up into the air, feet are about hips width distance apart. Palms are a little bit wider than shoulder width distance. We're hugging the low belly in, head is in neck with the spine. And on an exhale, without moving, we'll shift back into Adho Mukha Svanasana, keeping hands and feet exactly where they are. Thinking about our foundation first, Hasta and Padahasta Bandha, our feet in hand locks. Our palms should be glued to the mat, fingertips are spread wide. We're not putting too much weight into our wrists, but we're flattening the palm to the mat to protect the wrist. Lifting up the thumb because we don't want too much weight there, but we want evenly distributed weight throughout the whole hand. When you feel stable in your hands and your feet, from here we'll push the ground away. Arms are externally rotated and we drop the head and the neck between the shoulders. Hug the low belly in to engage Mula Bandha and Uddiyana Bandha, and find a deep bend in the legs to focus more on lengthening through the spine before you straighten the legs out. Keeping the legs bent here is a perfect way to lengthen more through the spine, but also feel free to straighten the legs out, just making sure not to hyperextend. We want the toes glued to the mat, spreading them wide for stability. It really doesn't make a difference if your heels touch or not, just playing around with the way the different expressions feel in your own body, but remembering to push the ground away so that we create length through the entire backside body. Hugging the low belly in, engaging the quads to lengthen through the hamstrings and the calves, keeping the head in line with the neck and the spine. Our body will look like an upside down V shape. In Adho Mukha, you will feel equal parts strengthening and stretching. This is definitely a pose that requires the whole body to be engaged. And that is Adho Mukha Svanasana. It's actually a very engaged and active position. Your muscles are turned on, your core is engaged, but with all of that in mind, every time we get on the mat, the pose will feel different depending on if we're sore or how consistently we've been practicing, etc. Any number of things, but most importantly is that you practice with integrity to the pose, but also to your own body, and always remembering to integrate the lessons that we learn on the mat into our daily lives. And always remembering to breathe. Sometimes when we're focusing on correct alignment, we forget that our breath is our anchor. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Namaste.